Hey guys, what's up? This is White Boy for the win, and welcome back to Y Mega Evolve. Now, yesterday we talked about Primal Dialga, and today we're going to be talking about Primal Palkia. But before we get started, let me just give you guys a brief explanation on what this series is about. Now, every week we'll be picking two Pokemon that either need a Mega Evolution, deserve a Mega Evolution, or want a Mega Evolution for. Now, this is based off my opinion alone, and no one else's. Now, if you guys do not like my opinion, then please post your own opinions in the comment section down below about what would you keep, what would you change, and etc. And at the end of the video, we'll be telling you guys which Pokemon we're going to be talking about the following day. So with that said, here is Primal Palkia. Now, like I said in my Mega Dialga video, I know there hasn't been really a Y Mega Evolve video for like the past week and a half. I already told you guys in an update video, if you watched it, that I pretty much, like, school took up most of my time and I really couldn't do anything about that because school comes before YouTube, so I didn't have any time to pretty much record anything. So I told you guys that I was going to have a double upload on Thursday and Friday, and if you're watching this, this is the Friday upload, and then Tuesday we're going to be talking about Mega Giratina. But nonetheless, a lot of you guys actually want to see a Primal Dialga and Primal Palkia, including me. And the next best legendaries to get a Primal Evolution is most likely just Dialga and Palkia, because it makes sense, because just like Groudon and Kyogre, they have like the red orb and blue orb to pretty much primal evolve. Now with Dialga and Palkia, they both have items that come with the Pokemon once you capture it, depending on which game you had, which was either like Diamond and Pearl. So like for instance, if you have Diamond, you catch Dialga and you have that little Diamond orb you give to Dialga to boost Steel and Dragon type moves, and the same thing for Palkia. You get like a Pearl after you capture Palkia that boosts water type moves and dragon type moves, and it only works for pretty much Palkia and Dialga. So if Game Freak actually decides to use those orbs as their Primal Evolution Stone, then I would actually be okay with that, because you really never see anybody run those two items on like Dialga and Palkia, like really actually, because most of the time your opponent like pretty much uses like Assault Vest, Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, Life Orb, and stuff like that. So it's not like they're going to be using like those specific items to boost like two specific typing moves that you might have on those Pokemon. But nonetheless, that's how I actually expect to have like a Primal Dialga and a Primal Palkia. Now, the picture that I'm using for this video, I actually like this picture more than I had for my Primal Dialga picture, because like this one, it makes more sense, and the one I had for Primal Dialga was pretty much just like a Mega Evolution design. I mean, like I said, I really never talked about Primal Evolution like on a Y Mega Evolve video before, but it's pretty much kind of like the same thing, but instead it's not considered a Mega Pokemon. I mean, hence having two Pokemon like Giratina, or not Giratina, Primal Kyogre and like Mega Rayquaza on the team. You can have those two on a team. So like I said, it doesn't really count as a Mega, but nonetheless, I actually prefer this design over like the Mega or Primal Dialga picture that I used for that video, because this one looks like Godzilla, and I like this picture a lot. But nonetheless, as you can tell from what I've done to its stats, I did increase everything because everything did need to get increased. Now, pretty much Dialga and Palkia kind of have like the same base, or they have the same base stat, but like their stat distribution is pretty much the exact same, other than Dialga having like 20 more points into its physical defense just as a regular Dialga than a Palkia as well, because Palkia obviously has a base 100 physical defense, but we'll get to that in a sec. So like it's pretty much the exact same, and I wanted to distribute pretty much everything kind of like the exact same way as I did for Primal Dialga. Now, like I said, for its physical attack, I increased it from base 120 to base 145. If you want to run a physical variant for a Primal Palkia, then you can, because base 145 is still pretty damn high, and this thing will be able to hit hard like a truck. And I believe Palkia does get access to Swords Dance or Hone's Claws. So if you guys want to run like a physical variant of like a Primal Palkia, or just a Palkia in general, then you can. Now for a special attack, I increase it from base 150 to base 175. Like I said, I pretty much want to increase everything kind of like the same as my Primal Dialga video that I've done, or that I did yesterday. So base 175, I didn't want it to make it a base 180. Base 175 is pretty much still gonna hit hard like a truck. It's still very high, and that's all I can really go off of. It's just going to hit hard like a truck. I mean, base 175. You cannot go wrong with that. Okay, now for both of its defenses, I increase its physical defense from base 100 to base 130, and its special defense from base 120 to base 130. Now, I want to make Primal Palkia's defenses the exact same. That way you have it like a choice of either running like a physical variant or a special variant of one of the primals if you want to. Like, you can run like max HP, max physical defense, and like 4 in special attack, and this thing is still gonna hit hard like a truck basically. And if I'm not mistaken, Palkia does get access to Calm Mind. Same thing for Dialga. Like I said, in my Dialga video, I really never use like legendaries at all before, unless it's like for fun with friends or it's like for a tournament. So I really can't say like what moves it has or not. So I do apologize if I am like wrong about this, but nonetheless, I wanted to make both of its defenses the same. That way you have an option of either running a physical defensive variant of a Primal Palkia, and same thing for its special defense. If you want to run a special defensive variant of a Primal Palkia, you can. It's still going to be able to take hits regardless if you don't go with like those like specific stat like the specific builds. That's a better word. Now for its speed, I increased it from base 100 to base 110. I put its speed like the exact same as Primal Dialga, just so then like they both have the same speed stat, because Dialga is 10 like points lower than Palkia, obviously, considering that Dialga's like actual speed stat without the primal is base 90 and Palkia is base 100. So I wanted to give them the exact same speed stats, so that way it'll be a speed tie, depending if you want to run like a Timid Nature with max speed, max special attack for both of them if you want. So it will be pretty much like a speed tie. Now as a regular Palkia, obviously it's going to be a base 680, same as for Primal Dialga, and with a Primal Evolution is going to be at 780. God damn, saying Primal is so weird in this video. But anyways, for its ability, I gave it a new ability called Dimension Twist. Now, I wanted to actually give an ability to both of the Pokemon, contradicting to like what they are, like how Dialga is pretty much the ruler of time and Palkia is like the ruler of space. I know I'm pretty much like butchering like what Palkia does, but let me just read it off. Palkia, it has the ability to warp space, so pretty much like do dimensions, because it says Palkia lives in a different dimension. So that's what I wanted to do for its ability. Now what the ability does is pretty much, I know this is probably going to be stupid, but it cancels out Trick Room. Like, no matter what happens, it cancels it out. So, like, for instance, if you have a Primal Palkia on the field and your opponent tries to use Trick Room, they can't. It's kind of like taunt while Primal Palkia is on the field. So if your opponent like tries to use, like I said, Trick Room while Primal Palkia is out in the field, they can't. It'll be saying like you can't use Trick Room because Primal Palkia is on the field or something like that. Now if you didn't have Primal Palkia on the field and your opponent uses Trick Room, you can always switch out into Palkia and it'll cancel out Trick Room right there and then. The dimensions will switch back to normal. So that's pretty much the only thing I can pretty much come up with for its ability. Now I know there's probably other abilities that you guys can probably come up with off the top of your head, but this is pretty much what I expect to see in Primal Palkia. Because hey, if there's like a couple tournaments out there I've seen that people do where it was just that you have like maybe 1 or 2 legendaries and then like 4 other Pokemon on your team, and if you just, and it's like a double battle. If you decide to bring Primal Palkia, you can, or just regular Palkia, you can. So like this, its ability is very good for like Trick Room teams, I would say. It cancels it out, so that's the best thing I can come up with off the top of my head right now. So I apologize if you guys don't agree with it. Like I said, you guys probably have like a better idea of like a better ability or a better like description for the ability I've given it, so I do apologize on that. Now for its typing, obviously I left it alone as Water Dragon. It's a perfect typing for it. Now in my Primal Dialga video, I messed up like the typings because like I said, I thought Dialga and Palkia were primary dragons, but they weren't. Dialga is primary steel and Palkia is primary water, and their secondary typing are both dragons. So I do apologize for messing up on my Primal Dialga video, and I got it right on this one. So yeah, so anyways, there is Primal Palkia. There's really nothing else I can go off of other than it. I I kind of hope we do get a Primal Dialga and Palkia and a Mega Giratina by the time we actually get a remake of the Sinnoh region, because obviously it's most likely going to be the next region we're going to be getting a remake for, unless we get like a remake of Red and Blue for the 3DS, which would be really, really cool, because obviously we're going to be getting more Mega Pokemon and just so many remakes. I really can't wait. Unless they put more Megas in like the sequels to X and Y. We're most likely going to be getting a sequel, because pretty much every Pokemon game gets a sequel. So regardless, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe. On Tuesday, we are going to be talking about Mega Giratina. I already told you guys we were going to be talking about the 3 legendaries from the Sinnoh region. So that is actually going to be happening. So on Tuesday, Mega Giratina. So with that, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe. So this is White Boy for the win, and I'll catch you guys later.